Should the Zach Wilson McCoy take the Cardinals? Well, we'll see if we can find out the answers to those questions right about now. And a pleasant good evening to all of you. Welcome to Fantasy Football Fever. It is Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. And from all of us here at Fantasy Football Fever to all of you, we want to be the first to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. And I hope you enjoy it with your family, your friends, whoever you're going to be with. Stay safe out there. Of course, joining me as always, the host of Hooked on Sports, Mr. John Flynn. How are you, sir?
Hey, Tim. And by the way, speaking of that, I have a new behind-the-scenes video from Hooked on Sports that's up on the Hooked on Sports Facebook page, and it has a lot to do with one of the topics that Tim mentioned. So go check it out. Go check it out on Facebook and on YouTube.
There you go. And we have some links if you want to listen to the entire podcast. It's in the description area. Click on that and you'll be hooked on to Hooked on Sports with John Flynn. And of course, we have our Fantasy Football League Fever League Commissioner, Mr. John Natale. How are you, sir?
Yeah, doing great. This is my favorite week in the NFL. I think the Thanksgiving games are always fun. There's always a great slate of games on that week.
Oh, yes, they are. They're very great. And I'd like to bring up a topic a little later on in the show about our favorite Thanksgiving games, if we have one. Probably do that a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, let's go ahead and get into the nitty of our show here. Going back to last week in our fantasy league, we got to figure exactly where we stand after these weeks here. Let's see here if the screen share is ready. There it is. Last week, week 11. I don't know what happened to Nick here, but I guess he forgot to make some changes to his lineup because I pretty much destroyed him the same way the Cowboys destroyed the Vikings last week. I won with a total of 149.98 to only 79.2 for poor Nick. He drops to 6-5, third place in the What's Up division, while I improved to 5-6 in the Yabba division, holding fourth place there. I had some good points from Jimmy Garoppolo at 33.42. My man Derrick Henry, 27.36. Ravens defense and special teams only gave me 19, but I guess points there.
I mean, 19 is. I mean, a defense gives you an average of 10, but 19 is really good because the only way you can get it that high is if they create interceptions and turnovers and sacks. That because the ability to make the big plays is why the Ravens score that much, and also Jimmy Garoppolo having by far to me his best game as a 49er. Last night against Arizona, and they completely crushed the Cardinals last night in Mexico City.
Yes, they sure did. And Flynn, you came up with a huge win over KC, 172.36 to 108.1 with 36.9 big points from Tony Pollard. Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the league, got 35.5 fantasy points. And a nice 18 points from Mr. Austin Eckler.
I told everybody not to sleep on Tony Pollard. Now he's not only the best running back on the Dallas Cowboys, he's become one of the best running backs of the National Football League. Told you.
Wow. Wow, big statement there. I've always thought that they should start Pollard instead of Zeke, but Zeke was injured, but he came back last week. He did good for himself. Had a couple of rushing touchdowns against those Vikings.
Yeah, I can't wait to start Pollard on Thursday.
Meanwhile, John Natale, the Dak Attack, I like that name there. He improves to 6-5, holding first place in the Yabba Dabba Doo division by defeating Dino's Dynamite Blasters by a score of 126.84 to 127.8. Speaking of Prescott, 24.64 fantasy points from him. Mr. Bass there had 23 points even. And that Dallas defense and special teams, yes, 20 big points. Very smart. If y'all started the Cowboys defense and special teams on your fantasy leagues, I think you should hold on to them this week.
Yeah, I took them back. They were available. They fell right into my lap.
Yeah, and that was the reason why you beat Dino, because if it was an average performance, you lose to Dino, and
it was weird. I initially drafted them, then I dropped them, then I took them back.
And also for those of you out there, this is why you wait till the last 2 rounds to draft your defense, special teams, and your kicker, because they all have bye weeks. The people are going to be chopping them. You have opportunities to pick them up. Mm-hmm. That's why you wait till the end to get your defense.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now think it could be now. Are there exceptions to the rule? Yes. If it's Justin Tucker at Baltimore, obviously. You want to get him before someone takes him. If a defense like the Broncos or the Bills or the San Francisco 49ers, or in the case of Tim, the Baltimore Ravens, I mean you could do that because you might need them down the stretch for every point possible.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So the Cowboys defense was pretty good, getting at Kirk Cousins a total of 7 times last week. Boy, he's going to have an Excedrin headache for a little while. Meanwhile, Adam defeated Irene by a huge margin, 152.96 to only 61.8. Patrick Mahomes, front runner for MVP, another 33.46 fantasy points. Mr. Montgomery here had 21.1 fantasy points, and this guy Stevenson, I don't think I'm familiar with him, but he garnered
Ramondre Stevenson. I have him in my other league. So
yeah, me too.
He's been pretty good for the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never can
14.2.
I mean, something a rule I had during the Brady era in New England was that I would stay away from New England running backs at all costs, because you never knew what type of the different types of running backs that the Patriots would employ in goal line situations, because you knew Belichick was always going to run it in from the 1 yard line. It could have been a lot of different things, but now. Now Stevenson's taking over the big role.
Oh yeah, so that puts Adam at 4-7, 4th place in the What's Up Doc division. That drops Irene to 4-7, holding 5th place in the What's Up Doc division. Meanwhile, Andrew defeated Alex by a score of 150.9 to 129.5, thanks to some good output from Najee Harris at 27.6 fantasy points, Big Jalen Hurts at 26.2 fantasy points, and nice to see George Kittle getting 24.4 fantasy points for Andrew.
Yeah. That win barely has Andrew still alive. He's alive by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, and Andrew's got basically an elimination match this next week
Yeah, he's in the driver's seat because he's playing, I believe, Irene next.
Yeah, I think he is.
He's got Irene and Adam. He has to win against both of them, and he'll catapult past them.
Yeah. But another thing, so if it's between Andrew, if Andrew beats Irene next week and it's between those two, at the end, Andrew's gonna have the tiebreaker, I think, because he beat Irene earlier in the season, so it's gonna be a huge. This is the matchup to watch, no question.
And as of right now, Adam has the tiebreaker over Andrew.
Right.
So yeah, Andrew this week he needs to win and need help from me because I believe I play Adam if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And also, like, in terms of the bracket, I'm the only one that's officially clinched, and I'm locked in as the 1 seed because I have a 4-game lead over the rest of the pack, and there's 3 weeks left, so I'm officially the 1 seed.
Official, it's yours. All right, so looking at the playoff brackets, if the playoffs were to begin this week, yes, Mr. Flynn is locked in the number 1 spot, and he would face Adam Oliver holding the number 8 seed. And meanwhile, John Natale has the number 2 seed right now. Number 3 right now is Dino. Casey is at number 4. Nick is at number 5. Alex is at number 6. I am at number 7. And Adam, as I said, is number 8, which means Andrew right now is at 10th, and Irene is 9th. So Andrew does have a chance to leap over everybody and somehow sneak his way into our league playoffs, which is
we have 12, 13, 14 weeks.
Yeah.
We have 3 games left of the regular season.
Yeah, I'm looking at the things, my matchups. So I play Irene, not this week, but next week. So Andrew plays Irene, Adam, and Dino the next 3 weeks. So, Irene has Andrew, myself, and Casey. And then OWA is Adam. He's got Natalie, Andrew, and Dennison. So those are going to be the things to watch.
Yeah, the way it's looking, I think Andrew might get in.
So if he beats Irene and Andrew and out of the next 2 weeks, I think he's definitely in.
He could be. Andrew, his team is one to keep our eyes off for the next couple of weeks. So, I think
out of those 3, I'm leaning towards Andrew getting the final spot.
The right time. And let's go ahead. Well, let's take a look at the matchups for our Week 12 competition. I will be facing Dino. Dino right now has a projected total of 144.1. I have 108.8. Adam will be facing Natalie. Right now, Natalie has a slight projected total of 136.1, and Adam has 130.9. Casey will be facing Nick this week. Right now, the projected total is Nick 125 even, Casey at 122.1. Flynn, who of course is locked up the number 1 seed, so it doesn't really matter here, but he has a 158.8 projected total over Alex Putnam's 134.3.
Yeah, and I hope
the battle of
and I hope Putnam's team puts up a lot of points because I have Tyreek Hill and Jonathan Taylor in my other league, and that one's a little more dicey than that one. But I need in my other league I need big games from Tyreek Hill and Jonathan Taylor, whom he has both of, and also Putnam's team has Tyreek Hill in real life too, and the Miami Dolphins coming off a bye.
Right. And last but not least, the Battle of the X's. Once again, it's Andrew against Irene. And Right now, Andrew is projected at 141.2, and Irene is projected 70.7. So she's got to
Yeah,
make a lot of changes on her roster.
because right now I'm looking at her roster right now. He needs to put she needs to put Brady back in. She needs to put a running back. She needs to take Cooper Kupp out, and she needs to pick up a defense.
Yes, she does.
Hating from the sideline, flag on the play, like Julio with them.
Yep, she's definitely going to have to put him back in the lineup. So those are pretty much our matchups for this week. Our playoffs are getting closer and closer. Trying to fight for positioning. So it's going to be very interesting down the road here. Now, before we get into our picks for this week, I kind of suggested something to the guys before we went on the air. Do you guys have any favorite or memorable Thanksgiving games that you can recall?
Oh, I got one that stands out.
Yeah, I think it's the one we talked about before we went on
one
air.
that Flynn and I were Flynn and I talked about while you stepped out. Let's see if Tim knows this one because he didn't hear us. Hey Tim, do you know what game happened exactly 10 years ago today?
10 years ago, that would be 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was a Thanksgiving game. What significant event happened? Well, not significant, but it was significant in a funny way.
Significant in a funny way.
It's. I mean,
Hint number two.
I think
he's got it. He's got it. Go ahead.
Was it the New York Jets against the New England Patriots?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but what happened?
The butt fumble.
There you go. There you go.
It cracks me up when I hear about the butt fumble because I remember specifically. So it's so hard for me to watch. Even though I'm a Giants fan, it's so hard for me to watch because I remember I picked the Jets to beat the Patriots that night, and I was going around because there were a couple of Patriots fans I remember. Now, mind you, this was my sophomore year of high school, and like people thought I was crazy, and then. And then I refused to watch the butt fumble because I was so embarrassed that I picked the Jets to win. But hey, if there's a play to just describe the bad fortunes of a franchise in the last in the last 40 years, that's the play.
That's it. The Mark Sanchez butt fumble.
I mean, one Thanksgiving game I do remember was the game last year between the Raiders and the Cowboys. And
you gotta bring that up.
I mean, because first I think it was the most highly watched Thanksgiving game ever. I think 40 million people watched it, but I think it was a lot of stuff about the Raiders and.
Right.
I mean that I didn't think the Raiders were gonna make the playoffs because they had a couple of bad losses, but I thought that was the best. That all things considered, that was the game where you had to put the Raiders back on the map. And what happened? They wound up making the playoffs barely, and which is a big credit to Rich Bisaccia, and it also tells you to show the complete dysfunction with the Raiders. That if I was the Raiders, I would have totally given Rich Bisaccia taken the interim tag off of Rich Bisaccia. And instead, what do? They hire Josh McDaniels. They hire a Belichick tough guy, and the Raiders are 3-7 because of that. So from a Raiders perspective, it becomes funnier as it gets going.
Right. Well, my favorite Thanksgiving game goes back a little further than that. My favorite one was Thanksgiving of 1994.
I think you mentioned this on the podcast. I think a couple of weeks ago. I think the Jason Garrett game against Favre and the Packers.
Yes, that's right. Jason Garrett had to have the start for the Cowboys because Troy Aikman was hurt. Their backup at the time, Rodney Pete, he was hurt. So they had to start their third string quarterback, Jason Garrett. Cowboys stumbled out of the block in the first half, but Jason Garrett mounted a comeback like you wouldn't believe. Got his first victory as a starter. I think I have something right here from my Facebook memories, which I posted back in 2018 here. Garrett went 15 of 26 for 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. That was good for a quarterback rating of 109.6. And the Cowboys came back and defeated the Packers by a score of 42-31. That right there is my favorite Thanksgiving memory.
Yeah, but
now
do you want to? Yeah, I mean, I do want to ask you this because I'm curious. So a lot of the conversation I think that year was basically about the 49ers and the Cowboys, and everybody knew that those two teams were going to play in the NFC Championship game. But was that a particular moment where Cowboys fans felt that they could actually beat the 49ers again? Because basically the season the how successful the season was came down to whether or not they would beat the 49ers in the playoffs. But I mean, the 49ers went through a complete overhaul following the losses in 92 and 93. And so then they get they got Deion Sanders. Did they get Charles Haley back following 93? Because I know Haley was on the last 2 months.
Yeah, I know he played for the Cowboys, got those 3 Super Bowls. Then he got 2 more with the Niners, I think. So I don't know. I'll have to research that. I will have to research that.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the 94 season, of course, was a Super Bowl with I think that was I want to say the 49ers and the Chargers won. I mean, the 49ers won that one.
Yeah, because the Chargers it was supposed to be the Niners and the Steelers, but the Chargers won the AFC Championship game behind Junior Seau.
God rest his soul.
And wasn't Stan Humphries the quarterback of the Chargers?
Stan the Man Humphries.
Wow, what?
Yep.
I mean, it's like talking about Rex Grossman and Derek Anderson. I mean, remember when Rex Grossman was the Super Bowl quarterback that one year for the Bears?
Wow, that kind of jogs my memory a little bit, but Rex Grossman, God bless that guy. So, let's see here, and we really get into our pick saying right now. We're just rolling here, and now as that screen comes up here, there it is. Our straight up picks for week 11. Flynn went 10-4. I went 9-5. Natalie outdid us all with a record of 11-3. So for the season, straight up, Flynn has a commanding lead, 104, 59-1. And right now, Natalie and I are actually tied with our straight up picks for the season at 97, 66-1. Meanwhile, last week against the spread, Natalie was very impressive with 8-5-1, and Flynn and I tied with 6-7-1. So against the spread, we have Flynn with 85-75-4. I am at 81-79-4. Natalie 73-7-4. So actually, against the spread and straight up picks. Well done, sir.
Yeah, this was Natalie's best week of the season with the picks.
So now, Pete,
I'm horrible when it comes to scores.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good indeed.
And also one of the scores I made last week, I hit the nail on the head on that. The Chargers win over the Chargers losing 30-27 over the Chiefs. So my first exactamento of the season.
Yeah, he hit the nail right. So now, let's go ahead and get weeks here. There are no bye weeks. So it is in this week, and of course, as always, while we invite you to picks, see if you can pick the game better than we can. And let us begin with the traditional Thanksgiving triple header of games here. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. They started the Thanksgiving night game in 06, I want to say.
Yep, correct.
Was it 06 they started Thanksgiving night?
Yes.
I don't know. I'll have to look that up anyway, but that was probably that was probably the best things that the NFL ever did, was to have a Thanksgiving night game. But we're going to start early in the day. The early afternoon game, of course, is the traditional Thanksgiving game. This year, they will be hosting the very red hot Buffalo Bills team. The Bills are coming in at a strong 9.5-point favorite. So, Natalie, let's talk about.
Oh, me. Okay. Yeah, I'm got to give the Lions a lot of props. They're playing far beyond expectations right now. You know, while they have won 3 in a row, I think their little parade ends here. However, the Bills they're still going to make it interesting. The Bills will win the game. They'll just barely cover the spread, 34-24.
Yeah. I think the Lions. So what was seeing them? The way the Lions are can be such a tricky team because their offensive line is outstanding, and I thought that they did a very good job establishing the run. I think Jared Goff made throws when he needed to. I think the big news for the Lions is that Jamison Williams, the talented wide receiver from Alabama who tore his ACL at the end of the Iron Bowl last year. He was designated to return to practice. So I think that's a big deal. It makes the Lions offense that much scarier. But I think this is going to be a game where the Bills defense makes the big play in the fourth quarter when it matters the most to hang on here. And listen, the Bills need every win they need to keep pace with Kansas City in the AFC in terms of the 1 seed. And I think the Bills defense will stop the Lions in the end. I think it's going to be a fun game, but I think I agree with Natalie that the Lions streak will end. But I'm going to grab the points here. I think Buffalo is going to win 34-31.
Ooh, taking the Lions to cover. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Lions Bills will win, huh? Interesting. Well, got the. I'm kind of looking at that same way myself. Don't really sell the Lions short. Don't, just because they don't have a good record doesn't mean they don't have a good team. I mean, they're doing is really one of the best teams right now in the AFC. Of course, I think Buffalo in either 2 or 3. But I'm going to take Buffalo, and I think Detroit will cover the spread. Actually, this is my point spread game of the week, so I'm going to take the point. The Bills over the Lions by a score of 31-24. And remember, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. And so with that, we go to the Thanksgiving afternoon game, which is the traditional Thanksgiving game, and it's an NFC East matchup. Nice division matchup for Thanksgiving. As you know it, it's the Dallas Cowboys against these guys' team, the New York Giants. And the Cowboys, coming off of a huge win against the Vikings last week, they come into this week's game 9.5-point favorites. So, Flynn, I'm going to let you guys go first because you guys are representing the visiting team. Flynn, go.
Yeah, I could not circle the Dallas Cowboys fast enough in this game. I just think that this is such a nightmare scenario for the Giants that they lose Wan'Dale Robinson to a torn ACL. They lose their best corner, Dory Jackson, who was on his way to be going to the Pro Bowl this year. He's out 4 to 6 weeks because the Giants had nobody to punt return. So he was brought on, and then as a result, he got hurt, and the Giants defense suffered because of it. And you look at the talent on both sides of the football. It favors the Cowboys in this game. I'm sorry to tell you, I can't pick the Giants. I'm gonna lay the 9.5 points here. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys to win this game 28-17.
Ooh, 28-17. Oh, you got an 11-point differential. Wow, you got them winning and covering.
Yeah. I just think there's the talent is a one-sided affair that favors Dallas, and that's why I'm laying the 9.5 here.
Yeah, and pretty much. The Cowboys have had the Giants number in series over the recent years. I want to say, I think since 2016, I want to say the Giants have only had one win.
And that was when Andy Dalton was the quarterback.
Right. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think in most in a few of the games it has been pretty close.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, but despite the Giants' injury history, they do have a next man up mentality. Somehow they always do what it takes to hang in there. While the Giants they still have a pretty decent team. I don't think they're in much danger yet. I think it's actually going to be a lot closer than people think. Because Brian Daboll has that next man up mentality, and it works to some degree. Yeah. While I honestly don't think the Giants are going to win this one, I think they're going to do just enough to cover the spread here. I think it's going to be a one-score game. Dallas is going to edge it out in the fourth quarter, 27-20.
Yeah, but the Giants need to get to find 3 wins, and they got Washington twice, the team that's playing well, Taylor Heineke. They still
I'll give them one win twice. I'll give them one.
So I'll give them one against Philly because they tend to split with Philly. I'll
do that too. So that's 9.
So and then either beat Minnesota at Minnesota, a team that has a -point differential, by the way, or beat Indy. I still think
I'll give them the Indy win. So 10 wins. I think 10 wins could do it.
Yeah,
make the playoffs.
10 wins is going to get them in, but I think they're going to have to beat Washington once, and they're going to have to beat Philly once because if the Giants don't win, it's up to the division records, and which is the next tiebreaker. So,
I think all of us were pretty off as far as picking how many wins the Giants would have. And I think I picked the most out of you guys. I said 8.
I said 7.
Yeah, I believe Tim said 6.
Yeah, but they're at 7 too. So let's see what Tim's picking for this game. I'm sure he's got everyone with Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, I mean, with all these injuries that the Giants are having, and a little bit of it is a recipe for disaster for the G-Man. The Cowboys had a humiliation of Minnesota. I mean, nobody, but I don't think anybody saw that coming. I thought that the Cowboys and Vikings were going to be neck and neck all the way through. Oh my gosh! And the Vikings just put a 3-pointer up there, and that's all they could do. Cowboys sacked Kirk Cousins 7 times that week. I don't know how many sacks Micah Parsons is going to get on a teeny time week, but the Giants are definitely going to have their hands full. In fact, It's going to be so bad. We're going to be roasting on some Giants here. So give me the Cowboys in true fashion here. They're going to dominate with their defense. Give me the Cowboys 3-17.
So 30 to
before
17 is your pick.
I'm gonna check this. What we got? Hey, look who's here! It's 33-17.
33-17.
With Cowboys. Let me. I like this thing here. If this thing will be here. Oh, I think here it is. Our man A Pizzle. Flynn, hey, giving a shout out to Mr. John Flynn here. Flynn for the win. If I'm not mistaken, at King's College, you had a radio show called Flynn for the win, right?
That was my radio show.
It is for King's College, and now he's moved up, so he's definitely moved on up with that. And a reminder for all there, our friend Alex Putnam, he's in our Football Fever League, and he has a show called The Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. I'm one of them, and we have our shows Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Just go to youtube.com/AZLE90 and you'll be able to check out the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems there. Great to have you here. I will chat with you tomorrow, brother. So take care. Getting ready for all the holidays here. Now we're going to go ahead and get to the Thanksgiving night game. New England Patriots going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, which are going to be fighting mad after winning last week. Vikings are 2.5-point favorites. So, Flynn, see here.
Yeah, so a lot of the media attention following the Patriots-Jets game last week is rightfully placed on Zach Wilson for his offensive to the senses performance, his offensive to the senses press conference. Flip side, what exactly did the Patriots do against the Jets that should excite you? That makes you say, "All right, we got this." I didn't see it. I didn't see any movement offensively. I think. Defensively, it was all bad quarterback play and all of that. But the Patriots didn't improve anything to me over the weekend. They came off the bye. The offense was flat, and I think that's a problem when they're going up against the likes of Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook. So I'm going to take the Vikings to win and cover 28-23 over New England. All right,
Natalie, what do you see for here?
Yeah, I think this that 2.5-point spread I think is quite generous, and the Patriots are pretty much a mess right now. The Vikings have a perfect 1-2 combo with Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson, so that's just going to smell trouble for the Patriots. They're still going to make it close. I also have a 5-point differential, but it's going to be 31-26 Minnesota.
And Tim.
Well, alrighty then. Well, yeah, Minnesota's going to be coming in mad. New England, I feel the same way about the same way that Flynn felt about the New England Patriots. Even though they pulled off that last second victory, didn't really show much of anything fancy. I mean, yeah, it was a good victory for them, but Minnesota's coming in mad. They're going to be hungry on this on Thanksgiving. I'm going to take Minnesota to win and cover. It's only going to be a field goal victory. I think this game is going to be close, but I'm going to give it to the Vikings. They saw a score 27-20. 24. 27-20 Vikings over those Patriots. And now with the Thanksgiving games out of the way, we go to the Sunday games, the 1 o'clock Eastern games. We begin in Cleveland, where the Browns will be hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, I forget that. I forget Mr. Flynn always has a setup than I do. So I'll tell you what, before we get to Tampa Bay and Cleveland, let's go ahead and talk about. Are you kidding me? This is going to be a snooze fest, in my opinion. We got the Denver Broncos at the Carolina Panthers over Charlotte, and Broncos are 2.5-point favorites. Flynn, is there much to really talk about this one?
Yeah, I mean, we have to make a pick because all of our picks go against the spread for the end of the season. But the Panthers are starting Sam Darnold this week against the Broncos. I mean, I don't agree with that decision, but the Broncos offense is so broken. I mean, it's not even funny. They could even put up 16 points. I mean, they couldn't put up 17 points against the Raiders. I mean, that's pretty sad. And the entire thing has been mess. And if you've been paying attention to Carolina the last 3-4 weeks, they've been playing some nice football. I know they struggled against Baltimore, but defensively they've been pretty good. I like the Panthers to win this game. I mean, am I Ron Burgundy? They have the better coach in this game. I think they have the better weapons in this game. I mean, am I crazy to think about this? I'm going to take the Panthers. I'll take them to win 14-9 over the Denver Broncos.
He's actually good. The Panthers over the Broncos. All right, Natalie, what are you seeing here?
Yeah, this is pretty much what you said. This was basically going to be it's like the snooze fest game of the week. Also, you could also call it the toilet bowl game. There's really nothing going good for either team right now. I mean, that the Broncos did release Melvin Gordon, so what's that going to do? I mean, I guess Latavius Murray, I guess he's pretty solid, but you need a lot more than that. It's all going to come down to who's playing just slightly better. And I'm going to give a very narrow edge to Carolina by a score of, what did I write down here? 20-16.
So, Natalia, Carolina, going to.
Yeah, so far both of us took the upset.
Because not really going to see a lot of offense in this game. I'm going to I think this is game again for Russell Wilson. If the Carolina Panthers over the Broncos by a score of 20-16. Not really much high scoring here. And I guess
yeah, but
we'll do that. And well, Natalie won't be back. He's probably going to switch over to it cellular.
Yeah, but we can start talking about the next game here.
So
which by the way, I thought the next game we're talking about, which if I'm correct, it was the single toughest game of the week to pick, in my mind. Here we go.
Seems like we're still having connection problems here. Trying to get Telly back in the game here.
I'm here. I see and hear you guys.
Get back in here, and the audio's messing up on me a little bit, so that's probably why you're getting my delayed reactions. I guess he's here, but he's not.
I hear you guys. I
Wow.
can hear and see both
While
of
we
you.
try to get Natalie back in here fully, let's go ahead and talk about Tampa Bay going into the next 3.5-point favorites. Go ahead, Flynn. Got Bucks and Browns here.
So yeah, I thought this was the single toughest game of the week to pick because if you think about what the Browns do best, so now this is going to be the last week where we're used to this because this is the last game of Deshaun Watson's 11-game suspension. So I wonder what Cleveland's going to do here. Are they going to run the ball? With the fifth-ranked rush offense in the NFL against one of the best rush defenses in football in Tampa, or are they going to have Jacoby Brissett try out Amari Cooper against that secondary? I just don't know, and it's Brady and the Bucks coming off the bye week, but I'm gonna take Tampa to win. But I'm not convinced it's going to be a smooth sailing game here. I think Cleveland's going to make it tough for them, especially defensively. I thought they played Buffalo tough, so I'm gonna say Tampa wins 23-20. So I'll take the Browns with the points here. Natalie?
Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised you said that. This one for me, this was actually maybe the second, maybe third easiest game for me to decide. Fourth at the worst. But yeah, I don't think the Browns are really that good. Sure, they have Nick Chubb and I think Donovan Peoples-Jones has been pretty solid. But other than that, they don't really have much. I see the Bucks winning this one fairly easily, 31-21. Yeah, after we finish this row, I have to call it a night. But I'll put the rest of the picks in the chat.
All right.
But I'll stay for the row that we're on.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Tim. What's your pick going to be for this one?
All right. Okay. So what was your pick, Natalie?
31-21 in favor of the Bucks.
I have a connection. I didn't hear your pick.
Okay, let's see. 31.
All righty then. Yeah, Cleveland's got the talent, but Tampa Bay is just a little bit better. I always say never count out Tom Brady. Gotta never count out the GOAT. Give me yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right what Natalie had. I'm gonna go 30-20. 30-20, give me the Bucks 30-20 over Cleveland. That sounds just about right. But then we got the Baltimore Ravens. They're heading into Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. Ravens coming in at 4-point favorites. So Flynn, what we got?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Baltimore to win and cover here. I think Baltimore just find ways to win games, and I think having Lamar Jackson is a huge advantage in this game. Now, I think he'll be able to run on a Jacksonville defense that has been suspect against the run all year. And look, it was a little tricky because Jacksonville is coming off a bye week, but I'm not going to overcomplicate things. I'll take the Ravens because they're the better team with the better head coach and the better quarterback. Baltimore 20, Jacksonville 14.
I'm gonna tell you, who do you see here?
Yeah, this one's pretty much a lopsided affair. Even though the Jaguars are well rested coming off the bye, it's not going to matter. The Ravens are still doing perfectly fine, and I believe they gained Mark Andrews back. I think he came back last week already, but yeah, I think so. They're going to be just fine. I mean, they have the far better passing game, the far better defense. So, give me the Ravens 32-20.
All right, Tim.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and make it unanimous here. I see a Ravens. This is a slight mismatch right here. Um, a little too low in my opinion. I'd say at least maybe 6 or 7, but I digress. But anyway, I'm going to take the Ravens to win this one over the Jaguars by a score of 27-13. That's what I got there. And now we go to probably the biggest match of the week. The Houston Texans heading to South Beach to take on the Miami Dolphins. Largest 13 points favorites for the Dolphins. Flynn, I think we know where we're going on this one.
Yeah, I think you might want to get one of your graphics up for this, because I just think that this is such a one-sided affair here that favors Miami. I think you look at all the weapons and the Dolphins get to the schedule coming up with the bye week. They get to face the worst team in football, the Houston Texans, who are offensive to the senses. Dolphins win 40-17, and that, Tim McClelland, is my lock of the week. Lock of the week.
Yeah, I kind of figured you'd be. I kind of figured you'd be saying that. If we can get that graphic up here, I'm still having some goodness gracious. We gotta get this thing on cue. Can we get it up there? Can we show the audience this thing? I mean, what's going on here? I'm going to have to get with our great Irene because take care of these problems and these videos here.
Uh-oh.
So looks like you. So while what Tim is away, we can go through some of the best of our picks for the week. So I have the Dolphins winning. So what's your Dolphins pick?
Yeah, the Dolphins are basically, they're fresh off of a bye, but it's not gonna. It doesn't matter anyway. The only bright spot for the Texans, if we can call it a bright side, is Dameon Pierce. He's having a decent rookie season, but that's not going to matter. And it might be safe to say that Tua, maybe he's a top 5 QB right now.
I think he's number 3 or number 4 in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there's no point in putting it up, but that was actually my lock of the week also, 27-13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well.
Yeah, it would have been my lock.
I got back,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll make it unanimous. Not only picking the Dolphins, but picking them as my lock of the week. This is
all three of us.
This is going to be almost like the Cowboys against the Vikings last week, but nobody saw that coming. 40-3
Right.
Cowboys over the Vikings. I see something really bad here. I'm going to be a little bit generous with the Texans, but not by much. I'm locking the Dolphins. Give me the Fins up. 41-13.
Wow, that's not being generous at all.
I was by far the most generous. I said I have a 14-point differential.
Yeah, I have a 23-point differential, and Natalia is a 28-point differential.
Yeah. To our buddy Alex Putnam, Fins up, baby.
Wait, have we been unanimous on every game so far?
So I believe yes, we have.
Oh wow.
So I'm scared now for what happens on Thursday night, because both of you fail as you always do on Thursday night, and yet we have the same spread pick for Thursday.
You should have picked the Giants then.
I mean, it's only for Thursday night, not. I mean, it's not officially a Thursday night game though.
True.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Yeah, this next one will be my last pick for the night, but I'll write the rest in the chat.
Yeah, so I believe so the next game, while it's getting up, is in fact a Joe Davis, Darryl Johnston, Pam Oliver special, NFL on Fox. Tim, your Jets favored by 4.5 points at home, taking on the Chicago Bears. Tim.
Yeah. Why don't I go ahead? I'll go ahead and make my pick on this one. To answer the question that I asked at the beginning of the show, I think they should, but the question is, if they bench Zach Wilson, who do they have as a backup?
Joe Flacco.
I'm not exactly sure. But as the Rock would probably say, it doesn't matter who your backup is, because I mean it's just total. I mean the Jets have been surprising. I mean I'm telling you, Justin Fields is really warming up right now. Justin Fields is getting the Bears where they need to be. I mean the Jets really don't have us even with Zach Wilson. Where's did I miss? Oh, I gotta keep that thing up here. So that's our yeah. If I can get this here. Okay, I'm waiting for it. Page. I don't know what the deal is. Well, I'm not going to any more graphics for the rest of the night because obviously there's just trouble going on here. But this is my upset. This is my upset special. Give me the Bears over the New York Jets. I'm going to say Bears 8. And let's give the Jets. Now I'll give them 20.
28-20
20 points for the Jets. Bears. 28-20. The Bears are my upset special. 28-20. Give me the Bears. This is my upset special.
All right, Natalie, what do you got?
Yeah, this one was a really hard one for me. Yeah, somehow both teams are doing good and bad at the same time. I can't figure out these guys.
I'm having audio.
Oh, yeah, Tim's got audio trouble again. Yeah, this is like a Jekyll and Hyde game for me. I mean, this was just so hard to pick. It was one of those games for me where, when in doubt, just pick the home team. So I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna give the Jets the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give them this one 21-15.
Yeah, I'm not overthinking this. I'm taking the Jets. I'm taking the Jets to win and cover. I just think the Bears. If you take out Justin Fields from the equation, Chicago, that team is not very good. I mean, luckily for the Bears, they have a lot of salary cap availability for next year, so they'll be able to sign some guys. But if I'm the Jets, even though Zach Wilson is probably not the answer, I'd probably start him on Sunday. I mean, he's been playing some great defenses the last few weeks. When you think about Denver and New England, this is a get right game for Zach Wilson. I personally wouldn't make the quarterback change this week. I want to see how he does against the lesser defense, and the Jets will have their fair share of lesser defenses when you think of Chicago, Detroit, Minnesota coming up in the next few weeks. So I'll take the Jets. I'll take them to win this game pretty easily. Jets 26, Bears 16.
Cool. All right. It's basically gonna be time for me to go, but I'll still be in the chat for a couple minutes to writing down my picks.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah, you guys carry on. If I'm still here, then I'll give my pick.
Yeah. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, brother.
All right. Yeah, you too. I'll still be in here for a minute. You guys keep going.
All right. Then we'll go ahead and carry on. Bengals against the Tennessee Titans, with the Bengals coming into now as 2.5-point favorites. Flynn, what do you see here?
I like the Titans. I think the Titans are the team with the better head coach and the better defense. They have the better running back in this game. I think the quarterback advantage is one-sided that favors Joe Burrow over Ryan Tannehill. So, but you have to remember that this Bengals defense just gave up 30 to Kenny Pickett and the Steelers, and yeah, that's not exactly the team that is going to bring the Bengals back to the Super Bowl. I think Tennessee is so well coached by Mike Vrabel, and I think Tennessee is going to improve to 8-3 this week. I'll take the Titans to win 22-16. All right, Tim.
Interesting. I guess if Natalia's still here, we can get his. Well,
Yeah,
let's see
yeah,
if we
I'm still
can.
here. Can you guys hear me? I'm still here.
Yeah, Bengals Titans go.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. My pick. This one can kind of go either way for me. My pick has my pick has a contingency here.
Pick here.
My pick depends on the health of Jamar Chase. So if Jamar Chase ends up playing, I'm gonna take the Bengals. Otherwise, it would be the Titans. But for at this point in time, I'm taking the Bengals 28-24. Oh, sorry, 24-20. Excuse me.
All right.
But if Jamar Chase is out, then I'll end up changing my pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that would be a huge depending on Jamar Chase, this young guy this guy ain't no scrub. This guy can ball. 2.5-point favorites, Tennessee. Derrick Henry is getting hot again. I'm just but I don't know about this one. I'm going to go the same route. And March is in, I got to the Bengals, but if he's not, you can give it to the Titans, even though Derrick is going to make that Bengals defense a lot hard to stop him. So it's just. But if I had to pick one right now, I'd probably go ahead and go with the Bengals. And the Bengals give me 27-24.
Yes. So I'm the lone wolf in this one picking. So I'm the lone wolf in this one picking Tennessee.
And
yeah, for now.
We're now going to go to our nation's capitals or the Falcons, Washington, 4-point. Yeah.
All right, my picks are in. Do you guys see them? Do you guys see it in the chat?
Falcons, and what do you see here?
We see Natalia's picks, but I'll go first in this one. I have Washington to win and cover. I think Washington's been the vibes are pretty good with Washington. They're 6-5, and they've been playing really good football since Ron Rivera made the switch over to Taylor Heineke, and he justified his comments between after he benched Carson Wentz to when Taylor Heineke got Washington back over 500. He knows what he's doing. I'm gonna take the team with a better coach and in this game. So it looks like Chase Young is trending towards playing on Sunday, and I think that's a big deal as well. So I'll take the Commanders to win this game 25-20. Yep. So.
All right, yeah, I'll give mine here and then I'll sign off. Yeah, for me, this one was kind of another toilet bowl game.
I didn't get the final score for this one. With Commanders on this.
Yeah, 25-20.
Yeah. 25.
Okay, I think I somehow still didn't get that pick. I'm still having audio problems. Yeah. So
Wait,
Natalie,
here, hold on.
what
25.
did you say here? Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, I was saying as far as my pick goes, I see this as another toible.
Score 17. And Flynn 20. He's taking.
Yeah, but
Okay, so what everybody's pick, I guess we are all in agreement that we're taking the commander of the Falcons. So
Yeah.
let's go. Arizona.
Good, all right, good night, guys. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Hosting the just coming in at 4 favorites. So Flynn, go ahead.
yeah, so I think for the Chargers and the Cardinals, this was one of the easier games of the week for me to pick because because the Cardinals showed exactly why they are a losing football team with so many missed tackles, so many bad reads on defense, and there's going to be some questions in Arizona. It has to be about the job security of Steve Keim. I know he just signed a contract extension, but as GM, but this Cardinals team isn't good enough. The roster just isn't cutting it. So I'll take the Chargers to win this game 30-20, and the tally's got 28-24, LA over Arizona.
And I will go ahead and take LA over Arizona by a score of 28-24. Arizona just having a little too many struggles here. It'll be just a little too much for the Chargers. Going to be a little too much for the Cardinals. They'll just split their weaknesses and take the victory over this one. We have the Raiders and the Seahawks. Playing in Seahawks are 3-point favorites. So what do you see here?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the team with that has the better coach and the better quarterback and the better defense in this game, which is crazy for me to say from Seattle. But I'm taking the Seahawks to win 29-14, and the tally's got Seattle 23-19.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good to me. I see Seattle scoring 24 points. Raiders, I'm going to give them 17 points. I'm going to give it to the Seahawks by a score of 24-17. So, yeah, Geno Smith is definitely on pace for a comeback player of the year. We have a big AFC West matchup. On paper, it looks great, but I guess when you really check the stats, it'd be almost without it. It's not an AFC West game, but it's Los Angeles Rams at Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City, 14.5-point favorites. Oh, I missed that one. This is the biggest spread of the week. But Flynn, what has happened to the Rams between I mean, what happened between the time they won?
Yeah, I mean it's been wacky with all the changes that have been made, the inability to bring guys into the draft because they gave up so much draft capital just to win that one championship. Now now they're decimated with in terms of future capital and all that. But in this particular game, 14 and a half points I think is a lot. So I'm gonna take the Rams to backdoor cover. They win 28-16, and the Titans got the same margin of victory. It's just 7 points more for each team, 35-23 in favor of the Chiefs.
All right. And the tally has Chiefs over Rams 30-23. And I of course am going to the Chiefs. Give them 37. I'll give the Rams 28 here. Sounds a regular reason going to be. Give me the Chiefs over the Rams by a score of 37-8. Then we're going to go to San Francisco where the Niners are going to be hosting New Orleans Saints. The 49ers are 9-point favorites, and the Niners starting to really where they can really control the NFC West. So, Flynn, what do you see here?
Yeah, the 49ers got McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk. What more is there to ask for? It's Niners 37, Saints 22, and the Towers got San Francisco 30-20.
All right, 30-20 for Natali. Give me one. I'm going to give let's see here. 21.
So 34-21
And now we
is
have
that
a
your pick?
very interesting NBC. Green Packers Phoenix. Still with one loss on their record. 21 KC.
Yeah, so
Now we got the Packers at the Eagles 7-point favorites. What do you got?
Yeah, so Natalia and I actually have different picks on this. I mean, I think this is going to be a defensive game. I think the Eagles are going to hang on and win 17-6. Natalia's got the Packers 29-18 over Philadelphia in an upset special. So Tim, you have to break the tie for us.
Yes, well, I would get that upset special graphic up there, but I'm just I hear the delay reactions. I hear a little blurred here, so we'll mark it down. Upset special, and Natalie has the Packers over the Eagles. That's special right there. Wow, this one. Oh my gosh. This game is going to be very, very difficult because we know what kind of team the Eagles are. I mean, they only have one loss. It's pretty much been dominated the whole league. Packers are still trying to get at least a wild card in the NFC playoffs. Um, I'm actually going to take the chickens. However, I believe that the Packers are going to cover.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell you what, I get a score here. It's when you give me 28 for the chickens, and give me 23 for the Packers. Yeah, I say take the Packers with the points, but I'm I'm going to take the Eagles with the outright win. 28th, fly chase fly. And finally, the Sunday night game our Monday night game on ESPN. Pittsburgh Steelers at Indianapolis Colts. Colts are 2.5-point favorites. So what we got in this one? Who you got and why?
I think the coaching advantage favors Pittsburgh, but I just think the roster advantage favors Indy. I'll take the Colts to win 16-10. The Tallies got the Colts 20-17.
Okay, I am going to take the Colts as well. I think Jonathan Taylor is back, and I think he's going to be all right. Offense is going to be pretty good. Give me the Colts to win this one by a score of 27. We'll call it 27-23. I think Pittsburgh will going to make them work for it, but the Colts will eventually get in the end. Colts 27. Steelers 20. We bring this session of Fantasy Football Fever to a close. Man, we got some great games going on right here. The Thanksgiving games are going to be great. I'm going to be celebrating with my family over in Palestine. You NFL trivia buffs. There was a crisis. Then he was drafted. And then he was. You remember his name?
I mean, your connection cut out on me, Tim. So.
Okay, well, let me try it again. I got family in Palestine, Texas, where I'll be having my Thanksgiving. There was an NFL running back who attended Palestine High School, went on to play at the University of Oklahoma, and was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. Anybody out there know?
Adrian Peterson.
That would be the guy. That would be the guy.
Yeah, that's the Oklahoma hands led me to AP.
Yep. Adrian Peterson went to Palestine High School, so and that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in Palestine with my family. We'll be watching the Cowboys game, beating up on the Giants. Flynn, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be at my aunt's house out on the island of Long Island, so it's an annual tradition.
All right. Well, that's always good. Yeah. So we're all have a great time here. So I guess with that, we'll go ahead and bring this show to a close. Thanks to our commissioner, John Natale. I hope he has a great Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Mr. Flynn.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Tim.
And happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there. Enjoy this time with your friends and your family. Be thankful for what you have. Hope you have a lot of food. Hope you have a lot of football. Hope you have a wonderful time with your family. The holiday season, I love it. Be sure to listen to Hooked on Sports with John Flynn. And check him out on YouTube. He's got bits and pieces from his show. So y'all just y'all stay connected to him, and I hope you'll stay connected with us. We will be back here next week. Same time, same place. For John Natale and John Flynn, I'm Tim McClellan. Thanks for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. God bless you. And as always, be a good sport. See ya.